the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is Iracing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iracing.com.
Live at race number 2 here for the 4Wide Motorsports Mini Stock Tour. My name is Scott Shive. I'm joined alongside by Emmett Crow with Cody Deemers in production. And here we are, Hickory Motors Speedway for race number 2. We went to 5 Flags last week, Emmett. We had a long race, so we had a big track, but we narrow it down here tonight at Hickory, a track with so much character, with 18 drivers currently making up our qualifying field. I think we're headed for some great action tonight, Emmett.
Yeah, definitely, Scott. And I think back to Thursday night when we saw the late models here, and it was a great race. But, yeah, these mini stocks, they're going to be slipping and sliding, zigging and zagging. So it'll be interesting to see how the tires play into these tracks to this race for sure.
It's been a Hickory show here at Elevated Television, but we'll end off our Hickory show tonight here with the mini stocks order of events. We just had practice, about an hour of that for these drivers. Austin Cansdale was fastest. Qualifying commencing right now. I know it says 2 laps. Currently on the charts it says 4, so they're getting some more opportunities to put some fast laps down there. Then we'll move on to the race. 125 laps, 2 extra sets of tires in the pits, as well as 2 fast repairs and 1 possible attempt at green, white, checkered. We'll always have caution laps counting, and 2 attempts at green, white, checkered. Always have those caution laps counting and a fixed setup here with the mini stocks. We saw a great race last week at 5 Flags. Austin Cansdale absolutely dominated, took home his first win, the first race of the series. Right now we've got cars, like we said, out there qualifying. It's Hunter Carlson bringing up the front of the pack right now with a 15.823 fastest. That's a little bit, about 200ths faster than the fastest lap we saw in practice. Then it's Kyle Dumas and Terry J. Spainhour with Austin Cansdale in 4th right now. We still got more cars to qualify. We got a lot of cars here tonight, Emmett. What are you thinking about this race?
Well, we were talking about Cansdale won last week, but then Hunter Carlson came out and laid down the challenge that he would be here this week, and he called out Mr. Austin Cansdale. Of course, Austin was a little, not showing no banner during the interview, but this is going to be interesting to see if these two duel it out for this win tonight.
Hunter Carlson, our champion from the modified tour. We just had over 8 weeks. We've moved on here to the mini stocks. This is, again, the second race of an 8-week long season. It's Austin Cansdale at the top of the charts, but Hunter Carlson is on the way, going to try to come for Austin Cansdale to fight for another championship with the 4Wide Motorsports iRacing scene. So we're at Hickory Raceway tonight. Couldn't be more excited about this track. I love this track. I feel like every weekend that I say I'm really excited about the track, it's usually because I love every track we get to go to. Here, Hickory, 0.36 of a mile. So a short track here, and we know this track has excellent character. Turn 1, you enter high, cut down to the apex, and swing the car out wide. Then in turn 3, more traditional wrapped corner. You take it down to the bottom, catch a little bit of the apron, try to carry a lot of speed and momentum up towards the flag stand. But I think we're going to see some good stuff tonight here in these mini stocks. Let's talk about what's coming here up next. Of course, this week, always on Thursdays, we run the 4Wide Motorsports Late Model Stock Tour. This week, they'll be at Myrtle Beach. If you ever heard Wesley Outland, he says that he loves this track, and it's for good reason. Excellent racing always occurs there in the sim. That will be on Thursday, March 27th. Then we roll on to Sunday. It'll be the Leadfoot Racing League. They'll come to Hickory, so forget what I said earlier about this being our last trip. That should be this upcoming Sunday with the Leadfoot Racing League. They've had some excellent action so far over there. We had a great show last night at Bristol. They're always going to bring the action. But America's most famous short track, it's Hickory Motor Speedway here tonight. 5 minutes left in qualifying. We've got about 3 cars yet to qualify, but it's Hunter Carlson, Kyle Dumas, and Terry J. Spainhour up at the top of the charts. And Emmett, I think about this a lot. Terry J. Spainhour obviously picked up the win at the championship race with our modified tour. It was his first win of the season at the end of the season, but I think he's been one of those guys that people have kind of underestimated, and yet here over the past 5 races or so with the 4Wide Motorsport crew, he has really, really been at the front quite often.
Yeah, those guys at Fart Racing really know how to hit the gas, no pun intended, but it's really he's been there at the front the whole time, but it seems like he always gets caught up either in a late caution or some kind of issue happens. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if old TJ can put it in victory lane for Fart Racing.
Kyle Dumas, a driver that won twice in our modified tour. He was unable to make the show the last few weeks of that race. He is here tonight running his first race for the mini stock. 72 degrees ambient temperature here at Hickory. A humidity pretty low, not too damp out in the air. Track temperature 76 degrees as the sun begins to go down. So this track will be cool and will have a lot of grip. Not too much wind. I don't think it'll affect these 4 bangers too much. But I've loved the racing that we've gotten to watch so far. Another thing that I would like to mention here, Emmett, we've got a handful of new drivers here tonight, at least with the mini stock tour. We got Devin Merrill, Blake Normand. Let's see who else. Lance Starling, Hollenball was raced last week. Let's see who else. There's one more. I can't find him on the charts, but we've got about 4 new drivers, and we've mentioned that all throughout the time we've gotten to cover 4Wide Motorsports, is that how do these drivers react when they get these guys they haven't quite raced around in iRacing?
Guys, they've run on the console side, so they've ran, the heat games with them and everything, so they get a little idea how they run, but this is a whole new ball game with these sims and everything. So it does play into it. And that's what I was speaking with Yogi Schleer and Daniel Jones earlier today. We were talking, and they said it's either going to be a wreckfest or we're going to have a good show for sure.
Well, I'm hoping that we'll have a good show from these guys tonight. Benjamin Hallbaugh pulls off to the pit lane. He puts down a 16-1. That's going to put him 13th. Let's go through your unofficial results here from qualifying. Hunter Carlson leads them. He'll lead him to the green unless Daniel Jones or Joshua Tressler can do anything about it. It's Kyle Dumas on the outside. And then it'll be Terry J. Spainhour, Austin Cansdale, Gerald Berlin, your top 5. 6th through 10th, it'll be Eversole, Morrill, Young, Schleer, and Normand.
Yeah, in 11th, we find Jeremiah Sargent. In 12th, Lance Starling. 13th, Benjamin Grubby, Hollenball. 14th, Adrian Featherston. 15th, Terry W. Spanhauer. 16th, Wayne Cannon. And then Daniel Jones and Joshua Tressler round out your field, Scott.
You know, we've mentioned it every week. Daniel Jones just doesn't qualify. He just goes into the race.
Yeah, that's how Daniel Jones is. I've talked to him many times about it, and that's just the mindset. He said he runs his races and just tries to stay out of the squirrels and, just tries to get a good finish.
On board here with Hunter Carlson. Take a look here at our pole sitters laps. Obviously his fastest lap, that 15.823, faster than Cansdale could put down in practice. Rounds it through turns 1 and 2 and down into 3 and 4. Cuts a wide arc, really doesn't go down to the bottom. This is him getting heating those tires up, getting them prepared to get out there and get that fast lap done like we said. His first lap was very fast. He put down a 15.84, then he went faster on his second, which was a 15.823. You really get to hear that engine rev up, get all the way down, almost near the chip into the corners. Cuts down here in 1 and 2, brings it all the way out wide to that white and red striped wall, but interestingly enough, doesn't bring it down to that bottom line.
Yeah, it looks like he's sliding the tires just a little bit, and as we saw right there, he did get way loose on the apron, but yeah. So, great run. Definitely an interesting line, and we'll see how that plays into tonight's race.
See it how it will play out. So Daniel Jones, Joshua Tressler will not put down laps here in qualifying as that timer comes down to 0. Let's bring Kyle Dumas into the booth. We tried to get Hunter Carlson. He is currently not here. Let's talk to your driver sitting on the outside of the front row. It's Kyle Dumas. You're finally back. We missed you at the last couple of races in the Modified Tour. We missed you last week, Kyle. But here you are starting up on the front row for this 125-lap feature. How will you attack this race? How will you go after Hunter Carlson?
Well, step 1 is going to be trying to calm the nerves. I am more nervous than ever, even more than the SK races. I'm not really a mini stock guy, so I'm just going to go into this with as much hope and pride as I can into this, and just try and calm myself down as the race goes on. But to get to Hunter, I don't know. He's a very solid driver. He's good all around. He's good in the long run. He's good in the short run. So it's going to be hard to get around him. I guess we're just going to have to wait for him to make a mistake, and hopefully he'll get the mistake early on so we can just single file, or maybe I'll just single file behind him. I don't quite know yet, but we'll figure that out once we take the green.
Well, we'll be watching you all night long. We'll let you get to it. Calm those nerves. You're on the front row. Good luck, Kyle.
Thank you.
Kyle Dumas, outside pole. Hunter Carlson, champion in the modifieds, will sit on that Studio 86 pole position. It's Terry J. Spanauer, Austin Cansdale making up row number 2. In row 3, it's Gerald Berlin, Robert Eversole rounding out your top 10. 7th through 10th, Devin Murill, Bradley Young, and Yogi Schleer and Blake Normand. We'll run through the rest of the grid. It'll go through on your screen as we get ready to come to the green flag. 125 laps lay ahead. Carlson and Dumas take the green flag to the restart zone. Let's get racing.
Yeah, look at the start that Hunter Carlson got. He's going to take that car right to the bottom, but look on the outside. Here comes Dumas trying to get momentum as he gets a little bump from Cansdale right there. Cansdale trying to make it 3 wide now, Scott, coming to the line.
Get the stack up. We've got a crash. Huge pile up out of turn number 4. It'll put us under our first caution just before we were able to complete lap number 1. Bradley Young is involved as well as others. We'll take a look back at what happened here. You saw it was some great action battling for second as Cansdale was trying to get to the inside of Dumas. But we'll try to find our replay and let you know what happened here. I heard it in the backfield. You can see it happening very early on. Terry W. Spanauer, we look along with him in the 10. He looks to make it through fairly unfazed. Let's look along with Jeremiah Sargent, new driver here tonight. I think this is where it all starts. It looks like it starts earlier. It does start with Bradley Young, and then Man, Jeremiah Sargent gets a heavy contact with that tractor tire.
Yeah, heavy contact, definitely. But right here, we see Bradley Young is going to get tapped right there, and that's what just started the chain reaction.
Yeah, that 16, that was Yogi Schleer. So he makes contact with the 89, puts them sideways in front of the field, and then other drivers nowhere to go, nowhere to get out of the way. So look along, right along with Bradley Young. You see he just gets the tap and then gets another. Unable to truly avoid, spins back in front of the field, and man, he is like a pinball bouncing around at turn number 4.
Yeah, definitely like a pinball, and now we get a good view with Terry W. Spainhauer. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Man.
Big hit there for the 12. That was Benjamin Hallball. So Hallball will get a massive shot, and right after that incident, we will send it to single file restarts. So Hunter Carlson, Kyle Dumas, Terry J. Spainhour remain your top 3. Green flag back in the air at Hickory Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and I think that helped Dumas out because he got a great launch on the restart right up on the back bumper of Carlson. And here he comes right here to the inside, trying to make the move as they come back to you, Scott.
Man, contact there right out of turn number 4.
Oh,
Dumas is going to slip him the bumper, try to get Hunter Carlson loose. We're only on lap number 3. Dumas is going for it as we've got caution in the back. Gerald Berlin is turned around out of turn number 2, Emmett.
Yeah, Gerald Berlin. I have to take a look at the replay, but yeah, hate to see that happen so early on.
Well, and that's one of the things, you know, we obviously don't want to see too many incidents, but if you're going to get involved in one here, as we'll look along here with Gerald Berlin, looks like he's got a blinker right under him, and yep, that's going to make the contact. That was Robert Eversole blinking in and out of the session. Gerald Berlin really had no idea where he was, and so I can't blame it at all. The bad news is he's going to the back because he got wrecked. The good news is he's got over 120 laps to be able to get back into this race.
Yeah, he'll definitely be up there, but man, talk about a crazy way to start. I need to look at that sky because I swear there's a full moon out, because when there's a full moon out, it gets crazy.
When the full moon is out, things can get crazy down on the racetrack. So far, 3 laps complete. A little bit of incident already, 2 cautions so far. So, Emmett, we talked about that we might see a little bit of calamity, or we could see some excellent racing action, and I don't think we've had enough time to get that excellent racing action, but we have seen a little bit of that calamity.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely make it up for last week. You know, we didn't have hardly any cautions, so definitely having more cautions than we did in the beginning.
Well, that's what happens
last week.
What happens when you go to a track like this that's so short, and it provides that double stacking. We'll line them up single file to put the green flag back in the air onto lap number 4 of 125.
Yeah, look at Dumas. He's just right there. He's just waiting for trying to get Carlson to make a mistake on the restart. Because he's right there. Oh, we got a car brushed the wall. I believe that was Terry Spainhouse that brushed the wall.
Oh, and a car's going to go around right on the front straightaway. You saw it happen. It was Adrian Featherston right out of turn number 4. Going to get contact. I don't know who the driver was that it was behind. It was the 12. It was Benjamin Hallball. So take a look here. He gets a shot from Spainhour, and yeah, they're gonna make contact out of turn number 4, and Featherston gonna go right around in front of the field.
Man, great job by everybody avoiding that, because that could have been a multi-car wreck, and we only had one car spin out.
Definitely could have been a much worse incident, but you can see drivers fighting for every inch of real estate that they can take.
It's a
right now, I don't think we've seen a lot of patience.
Yeah, definitely haven't seen any patience. But I'll tell you, Scott, it's a little early on. But could we say that might be the certified yes sir moment of the race, avoiding Adrian Featherston? Because that was some great driving from the whole rest of the field.
I'd say maybe, but I think we're going to have so many
Yeah.
opportunities tonight that
Right.
it's way too early to call.
Yep.
So Hunter Carlson still pacing the field out front. I know we said that cautions count, caution laps, but currently they are not on my scoring monitor. So only 5 laps completed under green flag conditions. They've been led every single one of them by that 32. He's looking to have a green flag to checkered lead event tonight. But I think Kyle Dumas might have something to say of it. We've seen once we got these single file restarts, he's had some great jumps in it.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, when Dumas was in the lead in the modifieds, he'd stack up the field, coming to the green. Well, that's exactly what Hunter Carlson's doing, just a little bit, but Dumas ain't playing for it. He ain't falling for it, but interesting that Hunter Carlson using Dumas's technique against him.
Using his own technique against him, Hunter Carlson using it to his advantage. Green flag back in the air here, 125 laps. We cross over now, 120 left. Hunter Carlson leads the field with Kyle Dumas in hot pursuit right behind. Field getting strung out. This is your battle up for the lead.
Yeah, battle for the lead now really getting intense as we look back for the battle for fourth now it's going to be for third with Cansdale and Eversole trying to get past TJ Spanhauer.
Yeah, Eversole trying to find a way under Cansdale. Meanwhile, Cansdale trying to work on that of Terry J. Spanhauer. So almost a 4 cars under a blanket here battle, 3rd through 6th, as the caution will fly again. Devin Murill was trying to make a move on Eversole. It looks like here it is Jeremiah Sargent in his number 2. Going to go around here for a second time.
Yeah, as we take a look at the replay right there, he's going to try to take it 3 wide, and I guess his spotter told him he's clear, and he wasn't. He ran right into Terry W. Spanhauer. That hit the chain reaction into, I believe, was that Featherston?
I believe it was.
Yeah. Wow.
So drivers getting collected here early. Let's remember these drivers all have fast repairs tonight, 2 of them to be exact. Jeremiah Sargent, one of the only drivers to use at least one of his 2. I imagine it was after that massive contact with the tractor tire. So I wonder, Carlson's sitting out front. We've had about 2 or so laps of green flag action. How do you think, Emmett, he perceives this night on what he can do to continue to hold this lead?
I think he's thinking, obviously he's got to be thinking it's going to go green, but in his mind, he's hoping that it's not a caution fest, because then it plays into, the good thing is he'll have tire wear, he'll have fuel. But the other good thing, I'll tell you, Kyle Dumas is really good at these restarts that I've noticed. Every restart, he is right there on the bumper of Carlson.
Kyle Dumas right there on the back of Hunter Carlson will send him back 2 wide here for this restart. They feel they've gotten away enough to get those. So Kyle Dumas will line up to the outside. Let's remember when we went for our initial green flag start, Dumas did not fare well when he started on the outside row. Let's see if he can fix that. A go around this time. Green flag back in the air. Great launch for Carlson. Dumas going to have to try to find a hole down to the bottom. It's going to open here as the leaders make contact.
Yeah, make a little contact, and then TJ Spanhauer is going to wash up the racetrack in front of Austin Cansdale, make a little contact, but they're 3 wide for third, Scott, for a second.
3 wide for third. Contact between Murill and Eversole. It's going to send him crashing into the outside wall. Up and over for the 31 of Devin Murill.
Wow.
You saw it 3 wide out of turn number 4, and you saw contact between Murill and Eversole. And Murill unable to save it. Heavy contact with those outside tires, and he goes up and over.
Wow. Yeah. I thought I saw the storm brewing. There's the calm before the storm, and man, hard hit by Eversole. I mean, Devin
Oh,
Morrell.
Goodness. Let's go on board here with Morrill and let's listen along. Oh my goodness. That is a big hit for Morrill. Luckily, it is in the sim, so he is okay, but you'll see him bring it onto pit road. I've got to imagine he has to use one of those fast repairs. But you saw that action 3 wide, and it was not going to end well.
Yeah, definitely not going in well. And man, that's got to be the hardest hit we've seen in these mini stocks since we started this series for sure.
It definitely is that hardest hit. So up front, it remains the same, all 1 through 4. Carlson, Dumas, Spainhour, and Cansdale. We have a bit of a mix-up there between Eversole and Morrill, and what a tough break for Morrill. First race here tonight, and he was running well, battling for the top 5, and after that contact, just going to have to go to the back and work his way back forward. He'll be starting back in the 16th spot. Lights back on the pace car. It was like we'll send them to single-file restarts once again. Lights go out this time by. So the real question is, Emmett, can we get them clean and green?
I don't think we can. The way we'll run a couple green flag laps, and then, I mean, they're racing and Scott like each lap is the last lap, and they don't care that we're so early into this race.
We are still very early. 11 laps complete so far. Carlson has led them all, but Dumas still right there continues to give a shot to the rear bumper. He's found a way to make these restarts happen, trying to go to a higher line and set up the pass. Can he make it stick?
Yeah, that is the question, and I tell you, that was I'll give it to Dumas because if I was in that car, I would have gave him the old boot scoot boogie and moved him out of the way. But great driving by Dumas not to get over. I mean, he already said he's nervous as heck, but not to get over cocky enough and take Carlson out possibly.
Well, the interesting thing about these mini stocks is, they're a lot more stance. They have a lot more grip, a lot more stability in them. So it's a lot more difficult to get someone loose with your own rear bumper with that contact battle here between Cansdale and Spainhour. This is the battle for third position right behind your leaders. Cansdale trying to get an edge on the inside. Spainhour moves up high to get great momentum off of the corner, so he'll keep it on the outside. An excellent defense.
Yeah, and look at Eversole coming on Cansdale now. So now he's got his hands full, and TJ Spainhour's also got his hands full with these two cars. But look at
another
Yogi
battle.
on the outside.
Daniel Jones started all the way in the back, started back in 17th. He battles here with Yogi Schleer. Schleer on the outside in that number 16 started up in the 9th position. He's moved up 1 so far. He's losing a spot, though, to Daniel Mindfu Jones in that beautiful Lionel number 17.
Yeah, definitely great looking scheme, but those two are teammates, so they're going to race each other really clean. Great to see UNCW Racing represented with these two cars for sure.
So the battle remains up front. Hunter Carlson and Kyle Dumas still the same. Look along here with the 14 of Lance Starling, your best of the newcomers tonight. And a car around, it's Yogi Schleer in turn number 1. Whoa! Makes a maneuver to move out of the way. You saw Terry W. Spainhour barely get away from that one.
Yeah, look at the pace car. The pace car just, of course, it would have went through it, but the pace car barely avoided him too. Looks like Wayne Cannon. Yeah, Wayne Cannon just drove it in there too deep and overcorrected and hooked him.
Oh, yeah, it's a hard shot for Yogi. He'd been running well. He was up inside the top 10 after losing that spot to Jones. Wayne Cannon was coming on the attack and just sent it a little too hard down into turn 1. So Carlson continues to dominate. The question is, when will Dumas try to make a move? I mean, right there, that whole run, that was our longest green flag run of the night, but that whole run, Dumas was right there, never more than 0.2 of a second back.
Yeah, and it looks like Dumas now is blinking in and out of the server, so that'll be interesting for sure to see if there's any net code that could cause Carlson to get loose and optimally spin out.
So drivers right along right now. See the 12 car come around to unlap himself. That is Benjamin Hallball. So he gets back up on the lead lap. Every car in this field is on the lead lap. So great job for these drivers to keep themselves all on the lead lap. We'll send them back double file for the restart. 20 laps complete. Can we rack in some more? Carlson on the inside, Dumas to the outside. Green flag waves again.
Yeah, this time Dumas tried to shoot it down. Oh, man. Oh, man, what a save by Dumas. I don't know.
What a save by Kyle Dumas, and what a great save as well by Terry J. Spainhour. This is going to open the door here for Austin Cansdale on the outside. Gives Hunter Carlson some breathing room, but can Cansdale do it from the outside? He's going to brush the wall out of turn number 2, sends it deep into 3 and out of 4. Looks like he might be able to carry the momentum into turn number 1 to take second spot.
Yeah, great job by Cansdale on the outside. And we hadn't seen that all night, Scott. So that outside line, Cansdale's able to gain some momentum. And now that could help him catch Carlson.
Kyle Dumas not in second for the first time tonight. We look back in the midfield. Devin Morrill started back in 16th after that big incident with the outside wall of turn 1. He's already back up to 7th, fighting with a 14 of Lance Starling.
Yeah, but look at this battle right here, and it's really getting good between Morrill and Starling. Oh, Morrill's going to get into Starling right there.
Morrill on a man on a mission as the caution will fly once more on lap 25. It's only 1/6 of the race completed, and we have caution yet again. It's Terry W. Spainhour.
Yeah. Oh, Benjamin Hollenball just got into him right there as we take a look at the replay.
Let's take another look back at it. Terry W. Spainhour very upset over the radio, and I believe I can see why. Yeah, the 12 just, drives up into 1. Almost looked intentional. I don't believe it was, but it definitely didn't look well.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional. Maybe. Oh, no, his car just washed up the racetrack. That's what it was.
Yeah, it just looks like he was so far down on the racetrack on the front stretch, sent it into turn number 1. So he'll bring out another caution here yet at Hickory. And I think when we've gotten some green flag laps, we've had some excellent fights all throughout the field. We saw an excellent save from Kyle Dumas and Terry J. Spainhour. They were both able to keep it up in the top 5. That was really impressive.
Yeah, it was definitely real impressive for sure. And that was incredible saves because, yeah, TJ would have went around and, yeah, all heck would have broke loose for sure right there. So great driving by these drivers.
Yeah, that would have been a big stack up with the field. Let's get them back, re-racked and re-stacked, double filed here as the lights are off on the pace car. 25 laps complete of 125 here in race number 2 of the 4 Wide Motorsports Mini Stock Tour. Big thanks to Studio 86, some of our premier partners here at Elevated TV. Green flag back in the air. It's Dumas now on the inside. Austin Cansdale from the outside. He passed Dumas on the outside for a second. Can he pass Carlson on the outside for the lead?
Yeah, just trying to show Carlson that car, that 33 is just too good on. Oh man,
huge stack up on the front stretch. The 86 of Terry J. Spainhour is going backwards. We mentioned how he had such a great save earlier, passed a while ago, but now here he is back towards the back, all the way in the back now in 17th in the 86. Got to figure out what is happening here. Oh, yeah, looks like he just lost it out of 4. Oh, my gosh. Big contact from Wayne Cannon. Might have had some contact with Marill here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was extracurricular.
Oh.
Dang.
Huge hit for Wayne Cannon. Let's ride along here with Wayne Cannon. Just listen along here with this incident. Yeah, I mean, truly nowhere to go. I mean, you could see, we know the incident is coming, but obviously, you know, Spainhour didn't get spun around here. That is a really scary sight. Even though we're only in the sim, getting turned around right on the front stretch, cars coming right at you, and right when he turned around, there is Wayne Cannon piling in his number 29 mini stock. Let's send it side by side, presented by Stagger Pros. 27 laps complete. We got a lot more action coming your way.
They're still beating and banging, and to the line!
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Apromitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Welcome to Elevated Television. We are home to the Pitfall Podcast Tour, the Madhouse Racing League, and if you are looking for a league or in a broadcast company looking to shine and show your name out there, look no further than Elevated Television. We do more than just broadcasting. We also do quality edits with HD picture quality and more here in just a few of what we do here over on Elevated Television.
You saw it here. Caution out. We had a great green flag run going, but Robert Eversole gets into the 2 of Jeremiah Sargent and puts us back under caution. Eversole going to bring it into the pit lane, but Sargent had just gotten past Robert Eversole, and they made contact. Let's look at it here, Emmett.
Yeah, right there, but look, well, yeah, because he had already gotten in the back of Sargent. I was about to say, Dumas got a little contact on Eversole, but yeah, that was definitely Eversole's fault.
Yeah, well, you can see here that Sargent already spinning, started to check up, and then Kyle Dumas, had no idea that Eversole was going to check up.
Right, yeah.
We saw him. I mean, if you were watching along right there in the side-by-side, Eversole was not being too kind with the drivers around him, was just dooring around trying to make his way. He had gotten himself up to 4th, but right there, Sargent was able to make his way by, and then Eversole was trying to get every inch that he could, got into the 2, and they went around and brought out your caution here. 44 laps complete.
Yeah, it's kind of early, Scott, for a dive bomb, but tonight, I guess, expect the unexpected.
It's been early for a lot of things.
Right.
Hunter Carlson, Austin Cansdale, Kyle Dumas still make up your top 3. Dumas started in 2nd. He's down to 3rd, and Cansdale has moved his way forward. What a job here by the 31 of Devin Murrill. Has put himself up into 4th. Now, it hasn't been easy, and he's had a little bit of contact, but I would say for this race, he has been fairly clean and has been quite fast. We've re-racked him. Let's get him back going. Green flag back underway.
Yeah, back underway. Yeah, talk about Devin Murrill. I mean, if people remember, he was up on his lid about 10 laps ago. So, yeah, great job by him driving back up here to the field.
You can see right there, he had a little bit of patience there. Could have gone to the inside of Dumas and made it 3 wide. Decided to back out as Dumas continues to battle side by side with Cansdale. Cansdale really just able to make that run work as we see huge and heavy contact down the back straightaway. Caution will fly again. I think I heard someone in the air. Gerald Berlin looks to be one of the drivers involved. Take a look back at it down here, down the back straightaway. That's Starling to his inside. Oh, and yep, that's going to get them up. No one over. Well, Berlin wanted to go over, but he did not. You saw that. Just a little bit of squeeze play there off of turn 2 down on the back straightaway.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, man. And then Eversole once again.
Giving shots to everyone tonight. So Berlin and Bradley Young bring it down to the pit lane. They get some damage repair after that incident on lap number 46 of the race so far. 1/3 of our way through so far, and the story has really been about Hunter Carlson all out front. If you want to have all the updates here about what series are up and coming, when we are live, what is going on here at Elevated TV, scan the QR code, join the Discord for all of the updates and news here on Elevated Television and all the amazing broadcast that we get to produce and call. This is the 4 Wide Motorsports Mini Stock Tour, race number 2 at Hickory Motor Speedway. So let's get these cars put down back in single file. Always so interesting how we go back and forth depending on what way they want to decide to restart. But I really think they need to restart about a second in between each other.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Scott. These guys.
Well, you know, we mentioned it. It's one of those things. Things with racing can be all about the give and take, and we said it, that really no one is really wanting to give right now. It's all about the take, and that is why we're seeing some of the things we are. And I think Devin Murill was a great shot there of having some of that give. Could have taken it 3 wide with Dumas and Cansdale, but decided not to, backed out, and he still sits in 4th and has a shot back at it. Carlson, Cansdale, Dumas, Murill, and Lance Starling, your top 5. Green flag waves again.
Yeah, look at the restart once again by Carlson. But this time he's not able to really drive away. I mean, Cansdale's right there trying to make the move, but he just can't get up to his back bumper. Now he's going to try the outside right here.
Cansdale, a winner last week at 5 Flags, looking to go back-to-back here tonight. Devin Murill falling a little bit from these top 3 leaders. Drove it a little wide out of turn number 4. Lance Starling right there on his rear bumper trying to get to the inside and make this pass for 4. They're going to make contact. Lance Starling is going to go sideways, and it's going to bring out a caution again.
Wow.
Terry W. Spainhour gets involved as well. Jeremiah Sargent gets a bit of the action, but it all started with Lance Starling right behind Devin Murill, charged into turn number 1, lost the rears and got loose.
Yeah, right here. He's going to get into Murill a little bit. And yeah, right when we were about to switch camera angles, we saw him going around, and yeah, tough break for,
I can't believe many people avoided that as they did.
Yeah. Bradley Young, though, got the worst end of it up in the wall.
So we continue to pace around the field. Let's take a look again at what's up and coming here. The Forward Wide Motorsports gentlemen will go on to Myrtle Beach in the late model stock cars here for their race in the late model stock tour. That'll be on Thursday, March 27th. Then we'll come back to Hickory, this time in the late models with the Leadfoot Racing League. It'll all be here on Elevated TV. Big thanks to Whiplash SimCams providing us with our cameras here tonight in the iRacing Sim. Huge thanks to them giving us all of this great action from the sidewall shots, in-car shots, everything that we're allowed to get, the helicopter shots, all of it. It's one of those things that we love about the iRacing Sim is we can get some shots that we really never could in real life racing.
Yeah, and it looked like Dumas, I know he just pulled down, but it looked like he was trying to get to the quarter panel of Cansdale already. But he was just pulling down on the track. But yeah.
So we'll line them back up. Looks the same between the top 4. Everything changing out behind them, but they have been very consistent all night long. Green flag back out on to lap number 50. Cansdale still trying to find a way to the outside. Meanwhile, speaking of the outside, it's Devin Murill getting around Dumas for 3rd.
Yeah, Devin Murill's going to get around Dumas for 3rd, and he gave Cansdale a shot on that restart, and that allowed Cansdale to get right up on the back bumper of Carlson. But yeah,
look at this. He got into Cansdale there a bit, had to back off out of turn number 2. That allowed the 15 of Dumas to get back to the bumper. Meanwhile, look at this. Yogi Schleer is up into the top 5. What a drive for him. Contact here as the fight for 3rd is on. Kyle Dumas trying to bring it back here to Murill.
Yeah, Murill's trying to get up there, and oh man. I don't think Murill thought, we got a caution. No, we stay green.
We stay green. Lance Starling out there, spins it around the front stretch. They stay green. Meanwhile, the crossover from Murill. He gave a big shot to Dumas in turn 1 the last time around. Yogi Schleer waiting in the wings. But Devin Murill here in the 31 trying to get up past Dumas. He's going to put Dumas in the wall. He makes contact with the wall there. It's some hard, tough racing between them. They continue to bang doors.
Yeah, continue to bang doors, but yeah. I don't think Murill expected Dumas to pull out that slide job the last lap. And that's what that contact was from. But yeah, what a drive by Yogi Schleer and Daniel Jones. You know, we've talked about he doesn't qualify, but he's been caught up in late race wrecks. But Daniel Jones having a great run tonight for sure, Scott.
Jones is having a great run, just getting to the outside of Schleer. Now he's up into fifth. Schleer holding off that 86 of Terry J. Spainhour, trying to keep up in that top 6 position. Lance Starling here in that 14 Hellman's machine going a lap down. This could play into effect for some of these drivers. He gets right in the way of Morrill. Could that open the door for Schleer or Jones?
Yeah, Jones trying to get up to Morrill right here. And that's who you want to see, though, as your belly. Oh, Yogi and Bodford get around. I mean, Daniel Jones go around. Dang.
Oh, 2 drivers that were having a great night, and Terry W. Spainhour just drives into them right down there in turn number 1. But 2 drivers that we talked about were having such a good day make contact on the exit of 4, send themselves around. It looks like Schleer just comes up a little too high off of turn 4.
Yeah, it looked like he just got a little high right there. Hate to see that. 2 teammates, by the way, you know. And it's always bad when 2 teammates wreck, for sure.
Just a little bit of a uncalculated move there from Schleer. He was racing hard for that top 5 spot, and you saw him just drift a little high out of turn 4. Gets into his teammate of Daniel Jones, and they spin down the front straightaway. So we had a good run going there. 59 laps complete. And I was really enjoying that battle from Morrill and Dumas.
Yeah, I was too, but he pitted. I was about to say, what happened to Austin Cansdale?
That's what I was just wondering.
That's what I was about to say, but then I was like, oh, he pitted.
Well, that's probably one of the only things that we haven't really gotten to talk about here tonight, Emmett, is the pit strategy. We've seen so many cautions that a lot of drivers have not felt the need to pit, but others have thought, I'm in the back anyway, why not bolt on a fresh set? They've got 2 extras laying in the pits. So we've seen a lot of drivers come into the pit lane either for damage or tires. The only drivers that have yet to come into the pit lane has been Carlson, Dumas, and let me see who my other driver is as my everything moves around on my charts. It's Adrian Featherston in the 19.
Yeah, that's interesting. A lot of these cars have come into the pits, they had to do the fast repairs, but the good thing is they got fresh tires and they got a full tank of gas. So, yeah. So it kind of works out with all these caution laps, Fuel mileage works out for sure.
Yeah, they won't be thinking about fuel. The only thing they'd be thinking about pitting for here tonight was tires, unless they were involved in an incident. Terry J. Spainhour has worked himself back up towards the front after he started up in the 3rd position. He's on the outside of the 2nd row battling with Devin Morrill. Green flag back in the air.
Yeah, green flag back in the air. And look at Dumas just try to get up on Carlson, but he just can't do it.
Devin Morrill, Dumas, they've had a little bit of a fight here as of recent. I think Morrill, one of the things that we've seen, one of his pitfalls here in his driving style tonight is he really just pushes high out of the corners, out of 2 and out of 4, but he's still able to get to the back bumper of Dumas. Here's your halfway race summary. 61 laps complete, 64 to go, 12 cautions so far, and only 0 lead changes. Hunter Carlson has led them all. Make that 13 cautions here tonight.
Yes, Terry W. Spainhour. At what point, Scott, do you just park it?
I don't know. Look, I don't know. Look, and that one's, I don't blame that one on Spainhour there.
Right.
I mean, golly, Tressler really didn't back out at all.
No, he didn't, but...
I'd be mad if I were W. Spainhour there. I mean, that was clean racing for him. You saw the 36 just shoves it in there and continues to tap along. Golly, I'd be upset.
Well, you said
I
he
mean,
was upset with
Tressler had so many opportunities to back out here, and yet he just continued to keep it in the gas.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure.
I bet Wayne Cannon will be reviewing that incident for sure.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have an issue like we did at the late model race here at Hickory.
I hope not.
Yeah.
So Hunter Carlson, still, he's led every lap. And what a night it has been for him. Kyle Dumas has not fallen outside of the top 4. Meanwhile, Devin Murrill started in 7th. He got in a huge accident, went all the way to the back, and has been able to work himself back up towards the front. So many stories of this race tonight. Another one that we are mentioning is a 33 of Austin Cansdale. He pitted the last caution by 4 tires and works towards the front. He's in 13th. He was battling for second early on. Can he make it back up towards the front to battle with Hunter Carlson? Green flag back in the air.
Yeah, and Murrill's going to try to get on the back bumper and take advantage of Dumas. I thought Dumas got a little loose on that restart. But yeah, now look at Bradley Young try to drive it. They're almost 4 wide stop for second. Unbelievable.
Bradley Young has been involved in quite a few incidents here tonight, many of not of his own doing. He's driven it back up in his meanwhile, heavy contact for the battle for third. It's Sargent and Murrill. We've seen Sargent up here a few times as well, but they make contact battling here for this third spot. And Bradley Young is going to get into Murrill. They're both going to save it. What a great job. We'll keep it under green flag condition.
Yeah, one is saved by Murrill and the 49, the 89 of Bradley Young. Great save by these 2 cars for sure.
You saw it, Bradley Young just sent it too hot down into turn number 1. They were both able to crank the wheel to the right, save that car, keep it from spinning, and keep us under green. So that 70 of Gerald Berlin able to move himself up into 5th after that incident with some of the front runners. He's had an up and down night as well, but he battles here. Meanwhile, it's a battle for second between Dumas and that 15 of Sargent. Sargent able to move his way up into second. Meanwhile, it's almost 3 wide of the midfield.
Yeah, almost 3 wide for sure. And Wayne Cannon, Daniel Jones, Tressler, Eversole, they're all coming up on each other, and these guys have all been involved in accidents, so they could hopefully not cause the big one right here for sure.
It is a whole gaggle of cars here all the way from 7th to 12th. You can see that they are very unstable. Could go around at any moment. This is the 14 of Lance Starling. On the outside, that's the 36 of Joshua Tressler. They're able to all keep it green and keep it all going here through turn 1. my producer is making fun of me. It's got to happen at some point with how many words I say. 17 of Daniel Jones sitting. He's back, made his way back up into the top 10, but you can see 5th all the way through 10th right there, all like ducks in a row.
Yeah, definitely like ducks in a row for sure. And sorry about that, Scott. We had a little lag right there on my screen, but yeah, it's definitely getting interesting. And now we see Sargent. Could Sargent win in his debut? That would be very cool. That would be very crazy if he does.
Let's take a look at why Sargent has been able to catch so quickly. He pitted 23 laps ago for tires. Meanwhile, Carlson is on 73-lap-old tires. So Sargent has been able to get to the back bumper of Hunter Carlson. Could we see the first change for the lead all night long? Heavy contact! He's going to send Carlson sideways, but protect him. And Sargent, they're going to crash! And yet somehow they're still racing! What the heck?
What
we saw a race for the lead, a change for the lead, but they did not get back to the stripe. So that means that Carlson has still led every lap so far. But you saw there, the 11 just gets into them. Let's take a look at a replay of what just happened.
Yeah, and I'm going to correct my opinion. I think our producer, Cody Demers, needs to put the yes sir moment of the race right there. For sure. That was it right there.
might be great saves from both of the drivers. So Jeremiah Sargent still reeling in at 32 of Carlson. Again, 50-lap fresher tires between the two. And so that's one of the things you're seeing. A lot of these drivers that have fresher tires begin to be able to move towards the front. Kyle Dumas has continued to fall through this field. He's back in 7th now on those old tires. Battle here, this is between the 70 of Berlin and the 86 of Spainhour. It's the battle for 3rd.
Yeah, battle for 3rd. But also, Scott, could Carlson's tires be going away, and that allows Sargent to come up here and catch up to Carlson.
Well, that's absolutely what's happened. I can absolutely guarantee you Carlson really trying to keep him behind as they make contact for the lead. The battle for 3rd still goes on. 2 excellent battles happening right in front of your eyes here tonight. Adrian Featherston in that 19 battles with Robert Eversole, and there are continued battles all the way through the mid-pack. This is the 14 of Starling getting around Dumas. He's going to give the contact to Cannon. Cannon able to keep it straight out of turn number 4. He grazes the wall, but again, they keep it straight and we keep it green.
Yeah, and for Starling being new to FWM, that's one thing you don't want to do is wreck the boss man. And what a save by Cannon right there. Definitely great driving from these guys for sure.
Great driving, great racing action. Lance Starling able to move through on that one. Austin Cansdale pitted for those fresh tires, not but under 15 laps ago. He really hasn't been able to move too swiftly through this pack. He's only up to 9th as, wow, Wayne Cannon and Starling going to get together. That's going to open the door on the outside for that 17 of Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones going to drive to the outside as we see Kyle Dumas gets into the wall too, Scott, as we took a look at that camera. But look at Sargent. He's right up there on Carlson.
Gotta wonder, are the freshness of his tires wearing off? Are these tires equalizing? Has he given away to that new rubber? Can he get by Carlson? It seems like he's not running at the same pace he was earlier when he tried to make that pass. Another factor, Carlson puts on such an excellent defense. Sargent to the quarter panel, down to the inside of turn number 1. They're door to door, but Sargent gonna have to check up here. Carlson carries the momentum on the outside.
Yeah, Carlson carried the momentum off that corner exit, and I think Sargent's just looking and he's trying to get Carlson to use up his stuff, and we got another caution.
Caution here. Lance Starling gonna turn right in front of the field.
Gosh.
Terry W. Spainhour able to cut down to the left and get out of the way of that one. Oh my goodness, and he's gonna go back down in front of the field. Oh my.
Man.
Oh.
I think every car touched that 14 car.
Just about. You see he's gonna come back on the track. Spainhour's gonna cut down low, then he's gonna come back down here. And then I believe
go through Carlson.
Oh my! Oh, and he gets Jones up into the wall.
Yeah, Jones avoiding him, gets into the wall, and not having a good day. Oh, Carlson coming in.
The race leader has made a change officially for the first time tonight. Hunter Carlson going to bring it down into the pit lane. So while everything cycles out here, it's going to be Jeremiah Sargent into your lead officially. Other drivers come in to pit for tires as well. Kyle Dumas and more. Let's take a commercial break. We'll get you back. 86 laps complete, under 40 to go. Back at Hickory Motor Speedway for the 4-Wide Motorsports Mini Stock Tour. New leader Jeremiah Sargent out front for the first time today. Green flag back in the air. Gerald Berlin right behind. And it's Robert Eversole and Austin Cansdale.
Yeah, Cansdale, he made that pit stop, and we were thinking, oh, that might be trouble with all these cautions. But now he's right back up there as we have that long green flag run, Scott.
Long green flag run. Cansdale trying to do it on the outside here of Eversole for that third position. Does he have enough time to make his way through these leaders? Meanwhile, we've got a blanket through the mid-pack all the way from 5th to about 12th. Cannot believe these cars are making way. Hunter Carlson goes to the inside of 3 wide on Featherston and Bradley Young. Can he get a 2-for-1 special?
Yeah, Bradley Young, I bet you he had a code brown for sure. Because, you're in the middle of that 3 wide and you're just sitting there just hoping somebody gets you clear so you can move down or move up and get out of that situation for sure.
What a great job there. Featherston bouncing off the wall. That was Starling getting into him, making heavy contact. Wayne Cannon going to get around him. So Austin, wow. Adrian Featherston going to get moved around like a pinball there, getting used up by that 14. And it's the 86 of Spainhour able to move through on that one. So these cars going back and forth here through the mid-pack. Meanwhile, all that action was going on. Gerald Berlin slowly closing in on that number 2 of Jeremiah Sargent for the battle for the lead. Austin Cansdale has gotten around that 11 of Robert Eversole, as well as Kyle Dumas. There's going to be a wreck in the backfield. It's going to be the 19 of Featherston. Green flag still out right now. It looks like he's going to stop it on track. Will stay green. He's going to get it down to the apron. So we'll keep it under green flag condition. But Featherston got bounced around even more in turn number 1, and that got him all messed up. Back up towards the front. This is the 15 of Dumas. He was able to get around Hunter Carlson, or excuse me, not Hunter Carlson, Austin Cansdale. Now he goes to the inside of Berlin.
Yeah, I want to add, Scott, Dumas and Carlson both have ran the same exact identical lap time at a 15:88. So that's interesting for sure, showing the speed of those 2 cars. And man, never mind. I thought that was Cansdale that got shuffled up there by this Featherston getting out the way.
Yes, he was. Hunter Carlson also back here. Man, he has been charging up through this field. He's now to the inside of Cansdale. Wow, Cansdale going to give the outside wall a huge slap. That's going to put him down in 5th spot. Meanwhile, Kyle Dumas is battling for the lead. He's going to get to the inside of a Jeremiah Sargent. Can he complete the pass here off of turn number 4? Yes, he will. New leader, Kyle Dumas. Sargent trying to get back to the outside, but won't be able to get it done. Peeks to the inside, but he knows that Dumas has that tire advantage now. Meanwhile, Carlson as well has gotten through to 3rd. So Carlson able to march through this field so fast.
Yeah, Carlson, wow. Hard charger, definitely this. Oh my gosh, did he hit the wall right there?
Yes, he did graze the outside wall there. Not going to slow him down too much, but it is go time. 25 laps to go as a caution will fly once more. It's Lance Starling in Hellman's number 14.
Talk about a rough debut in FWM for Lance Starling. He got into...
I'm hearing over the radio that, at least from Marill's perspective, that he feels that Starling just tried to turn him and wrecked himself in doing so.
That's exactly what he did, Scott. As we looked at the replay, he got on that back bumper, and
well, like you said, Lance Starling not having too much of a promising debut here with the 4-Wide Motorsports Mini Stock Tour. That 14 car been involved in a few big incidents tonight, but another story. Kyle Dumas pitted one of those last times by. He's been able to run through the field, and Carlson, he was able to pit that last caution, worked himself all the way from the back, now up into 2nd. So what a run for them. Interesting to see that, you know, him and Dumas have that great speed, but Cansdale, when he pitted earlier on, wasn't able to work through the field the same as them two.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. And I think that's why he pitted, because he couldn't get Carlson on the track, so he looked for an advantage, you know, just trying to find something. And it worked out. I mean, he's back up here. He got a chance to battle for this win.
So Kyle Dumas started on the outside of the front row, but he leads Hunter Carlson at the moment. Can he put on an excellent defense and hold off that 32 machine? He's been so fast. He's led the most laps tonight. But we know that Kyle Dumas is also a fast driver. Said he's not a big fan of these mini stocks. We went out and qualified second, and he's averaged running in the top 5 almost all night.
Yeah, definitely average top 5 running all day, all night. I mean, everything. I mean, it's been that way for sure.
Kyle Dumas selects the inside. Hunter Carlson will move to the outside. We've seen a few drivers able to make the outside work in the passing zone. Can Carlson put the moves on Dumas here? Under 25 laps remaining here in race number 2 at Hickory Motor Speedway.
Yeah, look at Carlson go straight to that top line, and dang, Devin Burrell got into the back, got into Cansdale a little bit, but not necessarily. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh my goodness, that was a wreck waiting to happen even while it was under caution. Wayne Cannon here in the number 29 going to be involved in what really brought out this caution. It's Terry W. Spainhour right there making contact with him out of turn number 2. Jeremiah Sargent gets a piece of it as well.
Yeah, and I was lost for words because I saw the caution flag waving, but then I saw what was about to happen, and that would have definitely been a story for sure.
I was looking at the back right as it was happening, but Berlin got to the inside of Carlson there. Almost put him around, but was able to correct it as we got under caution. Devin Murill and Eversole exchanging some words over the radio right now. Eversole not happy at Murill about how he has been racing tonight, but I don't know how much these two can talk.
Yeah, definitely. I think
you know, I will talk about Murill. I think, look, he hasn't had the cleanest night of them all, but I think you can definitely see speed out of that number 31. I think he's going to be a driver that if he continues to race here in this season could be one of those that could battle for a win.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, if he's not on his deck, on his roof for sure, but yeah, on his roof and everything. But yeah, I think he could definitely battle for a win. And I tell you, watch out for Jared Berlin right here, because he's going to be real aggressive trying to get around that 32. And something's going to happen. I'm calling it now. Something's going to happen.
That 70 can be very aggressive. Green flag back out. 102 laps. Under 25 to go. Kyle Dumas leads him. It's Hunter Carlson. Cansdale moves to the outside of Berlin here. Tries to go for the pass for third.
Yeah, trying to make the pass, and Cansdale's just trying to get around him for sure. But Eversole and Murill, this is not over yet, folks. As Murill gives Eversole another shot, and that's another thing that we got to keep an eye on for sure, Scott.
We saw the Eversole really backed up the corner there. Murill able to move through, as well as Spainhour to the inside of that 11. Austin Cansdale here wasn't able to make it around the outside of the 70 machine. We run through your top 10. It's Murill in 5th, Spainhour in 6th, Robert Eversole in 7th, Daniel Mindfood Jones 8th, Jeremiah Sargent and Joshua Tressler rounding out your top 10. Devin Morrill continues to work himself through this field, and while we say that, Hunter Carlson has made his way to the back of Kyle Dumas. The battle for the lead is on once again. Carlson trying to get down to the inside of that 15 here in turn number 3. Carlson sends it in deep. Dumas on the outside trying to carry the momentum off the corner. They're door to door here across the stripe.
Yeah, Dumas gave Carlson the bottom, and that's one thing he shouldn't have done. As now Carlson's car's been so good on the bottom, but Dumas is sticking hard, not being left high and dry on that high line. But
here it is.
There it is. Pass for the
crossed over here by Dumas. Excellent perfection and execution right there. Dumas going to send it in. Carlson going to pull the crossover as well. Dumas will check up so he can't get the run. What a move by Kyle Dumas. Carlson going to give him the bumper out of turn number 2. The battle for the lead. What a fight.
Yeah, definitely what a fight. As now another caution flag.
Caution. Back out again as the race for the lead was heating up. I'd say we were on the top of the burners there.
If I was a betting man, Scott, I'd say it was Starling for sure.
I don't know. I'm hearing that it might have been Berlin here. Gets into the back of a Jeremiah Sargent. Yep, down there. Just a little bit of a stack up there as Sargent was getting to the back of Cansdale. A little bit of a checkup. Berlin was going to the inside. That involved Bradley Young as well as the 12 of Benjamin Hallball.
Well, I'll say, they say, Scott, what goes around comes around, and that's definitely what happened to Berlin right there. He wasn't trying to get Sargent loose and ended up taking himself out.
Going to be a lot of different side conversations following this race and post-race with some of these drivers. I would say that more people will come out of the night probably upset with each other rather than happy.
Well, that's an FWM race, Scott. There's been several. I mean, that trailer was always full on the console side, so I'm not too surprised to see it going to be full on the iRacing side for sure.
Lights back out on the pace car. We'll take it with 16 laps to go. He saw it. A great defense by Kyle Dumas there, able to pull the crossover on Hunter Carlson. Can he keep it up for 16 more circuits? Spainhour, Morrill sitting 3rd and 4th. Green flag back out for your leaders.
Yeah, back out, and what a job by Dumas. He got away from Carlson because he knew Carlson was coming. But that's the thing about being the control car. You get to control how they come to the start. And what a restart by Dumas right there. And I tell you, Scott, this is about to get interesting between the 31 and Carlson for sure.
Ooh. Carlson going to come back down the track, and Morrill, they're door-to-door for the battle for second.
Yeah, like that, he's to the wall.
A little bit of that. Carlson into the wall. So side-by-side action for a second. That is allowing Dumas to move away. This is what he wanted to see. Carlson just turns left.
Yeah, just turned left.
That's going to open the door for Cansdale, and Carlson is put back into 4th after that. So Cansdale going to move up into 2nd. Morrill going to make contact with Cansdale. Carlson going to door him.
Yeah, Carlson just driving too aggressive. And look who's up here, Joshua Tressler. We haven't talked about him all night, and he's right up here battling in the top 5.
Joshua Tressler moved his way up all the way from the back. 31 of Morrill continues to hound the back bumper of the 32 of Carlson. It's the 31, 32, and 33 machines all battling here from 2nd to 4th. 32 of Carlson trying to move up back into 2nd. He will. He clears Cansdale here as Morrill goes to the fight with Cansdale.
Yeah, Morrill goes to the fight with Cansdale, but, I mean, this is getting exciting for sure. Meanwhile, Kyle Dumas has checked out to a 2nd. Well, now it's down to a 2nd lead over Morrill. So, yeah. I mean, not Morrill, Brown Carlson. Sorry. I got a little sidetracked because the camera didn't come into play.
So Morrill solidified himself into third. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Sargent trying to continue to move forward here. Bradley Young sideways by Eversole. That's going to put Wayne Cannon down into the infield grass. Caution with under 10 laps remaining.
Wow.
That was a lot happening.
That was a lot happening. And it was almost look at the save by Bradley Young. And Cannon made
ping, ping, ping,
yeah.
ping, ping.
Yeah, it sounds like Raid hitting a tin roof for sure.
That was a lot to digest.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I mean, the 31 of Devin Morrill trying to get the inside of Hunter Carlson. Carlson, I mean, he just kept turning left down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I think
I guess he just wasn't happy with Morrill, but I think we've seen a lot more drivers be way more aggressive. We've seen a lot of people just, throw it into turn 1 or turn 3 with no intention of making the corner. And I was thinking there that Morrill really was just giving him slight contact. And so I think it was some hard racing between the two. Carlson obviously not happy with it. So Carlson gave him the door back. Eventually, he made his way back up into second, and that was the caution he was looking for. It'll be 8 laps to go as we take the green flag. As I say that, lights come back on the pace car. But this is the caution that Carlson wanted to see. Gives him another chance at Kyle Dumas.
Yeah, definitely gives him a chance. But, if all these guys get together, Austin Cansdale is sitting there in 4th. So, he's hoping something happens, but there's gonna be something happen. It's just a matter of time for sure. But here's the thing: I know we're gonna go single file, but I wish we were going double file for this not the final restart, but this restart for sure.
I wish we were as well. I don't know how that would end. Lights officially out here for the 15 of Dumas.
Hour 50 is the time session, so that also plays as a factor for sure, Scott. But
we'll finish this race. Green flag flies. 8 laps remaining as we cross the stripe. Kyle Dumas, can he defend from Hunter Carlson?
Yeah, Dumas got a great drive on that restart. I thought, man, oh!
Devin Morrill going to turn Hunter Carlson sideways, correct him, and that will end his fight tonight. They are upset with each other over the radio. Devin Morrill trying to finish this race in second. Cansdale, big check up there. Joshua Tressler now promoted into 4th.
Yeah, Joshua Tressler, man. This guy, we haven't talked about him all night, and here he is finding himself in 4th.
Lance Starling. Down on the front straightaway. Oh, and I think we got a little bit of extracurricular happening with Hunter Carlson here. I know we're watching along here with Lance Starling and Adrian Featherson, but Carlson just charged himself up through the field. And we'll take a look at it here. Carlson charging himself up through the field. Extremely upset with the 31 of Morrill. He backs off. Cansdale comes over the radio and says, don't do anything stupid. So Carlson eventually does back off, but wanted to show his displeasure to the 31. He does give the 31 a huge shot. Sounds like we don't need to come back to Hickory.
Yeah, this reminds me of Concord in the modifieds. Yeah, Southern National.
Oh, don't even remind me.
The Southern, what about the Southern family?
Southern family 92.
Dude, this is, I was able to come and join y'all in the booth.
Me and Riley Neal got to talk a lot. And again, a race for a cause is always something worth doing. But Riley Neal and all the guys over there, we got to talk. And and they had talked about how it wasn't exactly the racing action that they had planned. And I think it goes the same here for these guys at 4 Wide Motorsports in the Mini Stock Tour tonight.
Yeah,
Kyle Dumas still has the lead. Devin Morrill, after making heavy contact with the 32 of Carlson, has put himself up into second. Cansdale still waiting in the wings. Can Kyle Dumas round it out?
Here
we take it back. It'll be 5 laps remaining.
Oh.
Great restart by Cansdale. Morrill is going to fall down 2 spots. It'll open the door for the 2 of Jeremiah Sargent. Joshua Tressler going to get through it as well. They are all stacked up here for third. 4 laps remaining. Morrill, he's going to go around.
Oh my God. But here's the thing, Scott. If we go back to that restart, I think Morrill was mad at Cansdale. Cansdale did a great job on the restart getting around him. But Morrill was mad at him.
Yeah, they didn't have anything over the restart. You just saw pinched 3 wide. Take a look back at it here at the restart. Just a great restart from Cansdale. I mean, nothing that you can be upset about there. Morrill, checked up a little bit there. Joshua Tressler goes down to the inside. You saw here 3rd through 5th. It was just some high stacking battles. They got 3 wide off the corner and stacked them up there. This is exactly what Kyle Dumas wanted to see. But I think he definitely wants to get it to the end.
Yeah, I wish we were going double file for sure on this restart.
I don't know. I mean, we've seen a lot happening off of single file.
Look at Daniel Jones, Scott. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones is in a top 5 spot. And then look at Yogi Schleer. Yogi Schlier's back up there too. So great run from these guys who had a little tangle on earlier in the race.
A lot of tangles happening around the racetrack. But a great job for some of those drivers. Daniel Jones, Yogi Schlier, back up to the track. Back up into the top 10. Sounds like we have we just had a disqualification. As the lights go out, Jeremiah Sargent in the 2 was disqualified from the race.
Whoa.
Not sure what for. But we stack them back up. Lights are off on the pace car. As the 36 of Joshua Tressler looked like he's going to go back near the back. Not sure if he was ready for that restart, but Cansdale going to have it here behind Kyle Dumas. He lines up second. Carlson pushed himself back up into 3rd. As there's going to be a wreck in the backfield, a caution's going to come out. It's Morrill and Starling.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't agree with this, Scott. I don't agree with Sargent getting DQ'd. I think Starling should have been DQ'd. I mean, that's like the 5th or 6th caution he's brought out by himself. Well, that time.
Well, I was going to say that started with Morrill.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean Morrill there he should have backed off. Again, we talked about it. The 31 has been fast, but you can't be. You got to be smart about your moves there. And he obviously hasn't been the smartest of all. But again, he has speed, and that takes some wrangling. And I believe he has the speed to be able to do it. But you just have to be able to go in there and make the smart moves. Hopefully, a lot of these drivers will be able to learn and be able to continue to race here in the series. But Morrill has been fast tonight, but just stuck in the back now yet again. Kyle Dumas has been great up front. He has upheld under all the pressure up under the restarts. And we come back to it. It'll be 2 laps remaining when we get the green flag. Can he round this one out for his first win in the mini stocks on his first start in the mini stocks?
Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely be interesting, but I don't understand why he's bump drafting the pace car. Like seriously, I mean, dude. And Jeremiah Sargent live says, "I want to know why I got DQ'd."
Unsure. I wish I could answer you, Jeremiah. Green flag back in the air. 2 laps remaining here from Hickory as we're going to have another crash. It's the 88 of Terry J. Spainhour, Morrill, Berlin, a lot of people involved.
Yeah, what happened? Because the camera shot to the infield, so. Oh man, tough break for Daniel Jones. Golly.
Let's look at the race summary.
Oh my God. Well, we broke
in moments like this, you cannot help but laugh and continue on. Big incident into turn number 1. Lights on the pace car.
I want to know why Carlson was trying to get up there when he was clearly in the back. Did you see that?
I didn't. I just now realized that he's a lap down.
Yeah, so when he was trying to get, he went around to get, when he did his wave around and got his lap back, he tried to slide into the 4th spot. You can't do that. You just can't do that, Scott.
What, was he seated 3rd?
I guess he thought he was, but he wasn't. I mean, you're a champion.
I have no idea.
You're a champion of the series. Act like it, for sure.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm going to remain unbiased. Kyle Dumas keeps it up out front. Lights back on the pace car. We'll send him around. Let's just have a moment of silence here on this next lap.
Crank it up.
We'll crank it up under caution here. I need a lap.
Hear these mini stocks really roar. Oh my gosh. But
lights are off officially.
Oh,
Kyle Dumas, last green-white checkered attempt. On my screen, it's saying 1. So I maybe we will see. Line them back up here. Kyle Dumas out front. Then it's Austin Cansdale. Can Cansdale get to the back bumper of Dumas? 2 laps remaining.
Cansdale got a great jump out of turn 1, turn 2. Now he's coming out of turn 3, and he's trying to get right up out the back bumper. Scott, take him home.
White flag. Austin Cansdale sends it down into turn number 1. It's the CRN 1 to go. Kyle Dumas got around Carlson. He's been able to hold the lead. He'll come out of 4 and win at Hickory Motor Speedway.
How about that? How about that? And I just want to add, okay, Cansdale, great job. He had a challenge from Carlson, and he rose and he overcome it. Great job by Austin Cansdale for sure.
Kyle Dumas held it after all of those restarts. You saw it 10 laps long. Oh, as he's about to do his burnouts, Yogi Schleer comes on through. Pit road, a car is upside down.
What is going on?
It was just a moment ago. If you're going to find it, you're going to have to rewind. But, man, we had a lot of calamity here tonight from this mini stock race. Kyle Dumas was able to overcome a lot. He held off Carlson. And what a great job he did. He burns it down on the front stretch wall in that number 15 mini stock. We're going to get to talk to him after we go through our unofficial results. We're going to look here for what was happening on our front stretch, or excuse me, on our pit road. As Kyle Dumas parks it down into the victory lane. what a drive it was, and it really, Emmett, he made his way to the end.
Yeah, he really did. Got in the back.
I believe we're going to have our yes, sir moment of the race right here. We're looking along with the 10 of Terry W. Spainhour. Let's see what our producer has got up for us. We don't think this is what he wanted. We're going to look along and see if it is. So we're going to wait one moment.
This is the B Main podcast moment of the race for sure.
Well, while our producer is looking at that, what a race we had. I mean, it wasn't the most amazing in terms of caution count, but Emmett, we got it through, and I think it's one of those things where you work on with your guys about give and take. This was one of the moments Cheryl Berlin almost getting Carlson around there. They beat doors, and Carlson was definitely upset, but it's really one of those things about drivers learning about what that give and take is, in a 125 lap event like this.
Yeah, there was no give tonight. It was more take, and more take. Yeah, I think they'll take a look at this, and we'll go as we go to the next race. And I think it'll be a lot cleaner. Might have to weave out the old weeds, but things happen.
Well, we've got your winner, Kyle Dumas, here in the booth. And Kyle, we got to talk to you during the pre-race, and you said, I don't really love these mini stocks, and yet here you were, top 5 almost all night long. Besides when that pit strategy came out, and yet here you were up front towards the end. Obviously, you ran behind Carlson there, but talk to me about that last fight you had with Carlson. He was coming up to your bumper. He got to the inside, and you pulled one of the most beautiful crossovers I've ever seen, and were able to hold him off. Talk to me about holding him off there and how you were able to retain that lead.
Well, I me personally don't know how I pulled that off. I'm usually if I attempt it, I'm gonna have a better chance of running the back of you. But so how I actually did pull that off is beyond me. I'm still surprised by that. I'm looking at the replay right now and how I pulled that off. So I just quit. So I don't know really. As you asked it, I quit. So, but I don't know how I pulled that off. But me and him, it started getting rough a little bit, which I never intended to hit him or anything. He had been fast all night long. I knew he was going to be the car to beat, and I was just, the whole entire time, it was just, can I find a way around him? And that was my way around him.
Emmett?
So you get shuffled back to 7th, and the way you drove up through the field was unbelievable. When I was looking at your lap time, your fastest lap was that 1581, and you and Hunter were exactly identical. Talk about how you put enough momentum on him to get that pass completed.
It was really just how much of momentum could I have, and I knew the top was going to be the place where I can get the momentum, so I ran the top as much as I possibly could to just get the momentum. As you can see on the live, we're banging doors, which I never wanted to do, but I knew it was going to be a good fight, and it was just hold on and pray, just make the momentum, and there's the slide, there's the crossover. Holy, how did I pull that off?
I don't know, but then right here, you see Carlson try to come back at you. You park the bumper right in front of him and impede that advance. And from there, we had the cautions. Carlson got involved with Marill, and he was never quite able to get back to you. What a great job you did, Kyle. The first win in the mini stocks. Hope you'll be back here on more Mondays with us. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank?
First of all, I need to thank God, because I sent a prayer to him up to him with 9 to go, and he answered that. I said, "Let me win this race," and he said, "You know what? Sure, here you go." And he So I'm going to thank him. But I'm going to thank Mom, Dad, because they're the reason why I even have this iRacing simulator. Cyrix, which is Robert Eversole, for inviting me to this league. I wouldn't even know this league would exist without him. And just everybody tonight, no one really killed me. I don't feel like I killed anybody else, so really with me it was clean racing-ish, except for with me in the 32 there for a little bit.
Well, we appreciate you coming out tonight, Kyle, and we hope to see you back.
I plan on doing the full season and the late model side of things as well for the rest of the season, so I hopefully we'll be back up here with you guys in the booth, and you guys do an incredible job broadcasting. I'll have the stream going with me, and you guys do an incredible job, so please keep up the great work. Please keep showing up to these and live streaming these, because I love these.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Have a great night.
You too.
That was Kyle Dumas finishing first here tonight in the mini stocks, picking up his first win with them. And this is that yes sir moment of the race that we talked about, that pass between the two, the crossover that Dumas was able to pull. It was so impressive. But what a shot it was. Let's take another look at it here. Carlson gets to the inside here. They battle door to door in 3 and 4. Dumas right here in 1 and 2. Pulls to the outside, slows up, cuts down low, right onto the back bumper, carries that momentum swing out of turn 2, and right here slows the advance of that 32, and from there on it was free sailing for Kyle Dumas. Your unofficial results tonight: Dumas, your winner, 33 of Cansdale up in second, the 3 of a Terry J. Spanner in third, 4th and 5th, Bradley Young, and what a drive from Daniel Jones. Starts all the way in the back and finishes 5th. Joshua Tressler started in the back as well. He finishes 6th. And Yogi Schleer, a great night for him as well, in 7th. 8th, 9th, and 10th was Devin Morill, Wayne Cannon, and Lance Starling.
Yeah, at 11th, we're going to find Benjamin Hollenbaugh. 12th will be Robert Eversole. 13th, Hunter Carlson. 14th, Gerald Berlin. 15th, Adrian Featherston. 16th, Terry W. Spanheier. 17th, Jeremiah Sargent. And 18th, Blake Norman.
18 cars in your field tonight. That's going to do it for us here from Hickory. On Thursday, the late model stock tour will go to Myrtle Beach, and then we'll be back here at Hickory with the Leadfoot Racing League. Got a lot of awesome things up and coming here for all you race fans here, presented on Elevated TV. Had a great night here from Hickory with 4 Wide Motorsports. We'll be back next week on Monday with the mini stock tour, and I'm going to get the word from our producer where we will be. Where we'll be at, Rooster? He's going to look. I don't have a post of our schedule. I still don't, so we'll have to get that. If I can let you viewers know. We're going to go to Myrtle Beach, so we'll be Myrtle Beach, Hickory, then Myrtle Beach again. But we're going to sign off for the night. For Cody Deemers in production and for my colleague in the booth, Emmett Crow, my name is Scott Shive. What a great win Kyle Dumas was able to pick up here tonight. We'll see you on Thursday.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Elevated Broadcasting. Elevated TV would like to thank all of our fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.